Hey, Speed Gaming! Hope you are having a good Saturday. This is Trenton. Joining me today for the first time on the weekly here is Wolfman. How are you today, my friend?
Thank you, Trenton. This is going to be a very interesting one here, esteemed guests. We have our traditional three-part gauntlet: blind levels, improvements, and then here's hoping that Nintendo's servers stay connected.
Well, they do download the first level, so we'll be good for the first two parts at least. We're going to get the countdown going here.
So we have Owlglass on the top left, Brizzy 1424 on the top right, Captain Green 7 in the bottom left, and I think it's supposed to be Chaos or Koos Legion on the bottom right. It's hard for me to tell, as we are going for the first of 5 of our blind levels for the day.
Yeah, so we have makers who submit their levels for each of these weekly races. That is what our runners are competing against, so we get to see some fun variety stuff, things that are made specifically for our racers. That is a lot of fun. And Hourglass, Captain Green have certainly done this before. I think Brizzy, this is their first week, and I think Chaos has done this before.
Well, apparently our runners want to get going, so let's start off with the 3D World level, One Road to Bouncetown.
So we got 3D World level. There seems to be a vertical level going up. And a lot of bouncing. We haven't seen any enemies yet, so there we go.
You spoke a little too soon. I appreciated the anti-piece of being able to bounce a little bit without, but then the chaos begins.
That's a great way to start a level, is introduce the concept and then build the difficulty on that concept as you go. So I like seeing that. Damage from that skip squeak for Busy. Got our first deaths.
Owlglass unfortunate to have gotten hit by that spiky skip squeak. I'm going to forget all the enemies, especially on the 3D World side, but fortunately checkpoints are available. As it looks like, yes, Chaos Legion did get out, but so did Captain Green. Captain Green is the first to pass, and then followed by Chaos.
Good run for both of them. Also, off stream, we have Andy, a veteran of these races, competing. He arrived a little bit late, so we got set up otherwise, and probably be able to include him in later. Our next level is going to be Dr. Lovestone, Boats and Garden Tools.
With a mission. We have to find one Goombrat in the level, take it out, and then we can finish. For those that don't know, though, at least unless I had missed a patch, if there is a mission condition, there are no checkpoints, which means if you fail right before you hit that cycling gold card, you have to do the entire level all over again.
It's always this interesting question when you're into the level the first time. You don't know how long this level is. You don't know, are they putting that Goombrat at the end? Are they putting him in the middle somewhere? When it's just fighting that one enemy, there's a lot of questions, but I love me some SMB3 levels.
I remember growing up with SMB1 and SMB3. SMB2, I mean, I grew up with it too, but it doesn't exactly fit the Mario Maker 2 stuff.
It would at least as well as 3D World does. I'm just saying.
Come on, Nintendo, let us use all the features from the first Mario Maker in 3D World, please! Come on!
Classic fire section here. There's a lot of platforming on this SMB3 level. Not too much on the cannon or enemy spam, but a lot of taking your time, making sure you're getting through this level right.
And then there are the conveyor belts that say, no taking time for you. Owlglass sent back to the start, and then Chaos Legion also sent back.
Still no sign of this Goombrat, though. So, you always have that question, just how long is this level? And just where is that enemy hiding at?
Oh, Brizzy forgot about the gap in the bridge. And, okay, Captain Green and Chaos almost at that vine part again.
Yeah, Captain Green has been on speed gaming a lot for the randomizers, which is apparently where we got a seed number from. I think that's his Zelda profile, but it all works out.
Alright, new section for Chaos Legion in the bottom right. A lot of cannons. Watch out for that wrench, and where is that Goom Brad? Oh! We have ourselves a... Go ahead.
Gonna have to ricochet off this cannonball, just to say.
And... Oh,
There
the
it is.
Goom Brad was right at the end! Chaos is the first one out.
Well, that is always the question. Where is it hiding at? In this case, it was right at the end, which makes sense. That's kind of what I would have expected in this format. So we're
And-
getting the next level code up here.
It is the high-speed Skyway, and it's a definite speedrun level. I think there are only 30, if not 40 seconds available to finish this one, so we gotta hurry.
Well, you know that means it's a short level at least, so probably nothing wrong with charging forward and seeing what you have.
Looks
Lot
like
of-
Chaos Legion is possibly taking too much time because that timer is soon going to run out.
Alright, but he sees the end from there, so he knows he only needs to be about 3 seconds faster than that. And you'll usually pick that up just from knowing the level better.
That is true. There have been a number of popular speedrun-based levels where it's mostly hold right and run, and then just hit jump at the appropriate spots. This one, you do have some platforming mixed in.
Yeah, look at that. Easily got there. I said needed 3 seconds, and they got 7. So 4 seconds left on the timer for Chaos. That's a little bit tight on the timer, but that's forgiving.
Alright, now for the new Super Mario Bros. Style as we become Unchained.
This will be a Dobbs level. Dobbs been very involved in these weeklies so far, so excited to see what we got here. But you hear the name Unchained, and you're expecting chain chomps.
Well,
Clearly,
we are getting
got
them.
chain chomps.
Except, oh. Now we actually have to unofficially walk the dog here.
Looking like it. It's telling us to ground pound that stump. And there goes chain chomp. Looks like this is going to be an escort level, where he unlocks more and more of the level as we go.
Well, we've at least hit halfway, or roughly halfway. Each level can have up to 2 checkpoints, 1 per area.
Meanwhile, looking at our other runners, Captain Green's still working on our speedrun level. A little too much time to make it on that run, so he'll have to go again. Brizzy and Owlglass still working on our airship SMP3 level.
That airship doesn't look friendly, but Owlglass is close on the final section. And uh-oh, Chaos has to run! Oh, jumped a little too soon there, I think.
Yeah, pipes tend to have some RNG to them as Owlglass gets past his Goombrat boss, and he'll be on to the next level.
So, Owl is ready to take to the high-speed Skyway, as Brizzy is trying to get through this airship.
Yeah, one of the classic things about enemies throwing projectiles, and I include the bullet bill launchers in that, the more time you give them, the more you're going to get on your screen, the harder the level's going to get. So even on these SB3 levels, when you've got the wrenches flying, if they only throw 1 wrench, that's not that bad. It's when you start getting 20 wrenches on the screen that you've got a lot to avoid. So the faster you're getting through these levels, generally the better off you're going to be. It's easy to say, harder to do.
I think that was a first try for Owlglass there.
Certainly got through it cleanly on that run. All right,
All
Chaos
right.
Legion still trying to get past this pipe section where they keep dropping the chain chomps on you. Finds a star.
And the end. Except it's not the end. One more level to go.
It's gonna be a Dr. Lovenstein level.
And its title, Insomnomnia. We have 3 SMB3 levels today.
You know, it's not the most popular overall for level creation. It's probably the least common, but I think when you really enjoy this game, you love seeing some SMB3 levels for variety.
I just want to know why the desert and jungle themes have the overworld theme instead of their own unique ones, but that's just me.
I don't know, maybe they didn't want to overwhelm us with too much awesome from SMB3. That's the only reason I can assume we don't get the frog suit.
One day, Captain Green is now done with Unchained, and Hourglass figuring out the escort. Brizzy still trapped on the boats and garden tools, though.
This is a very challenging level. We've seen our runners make good time of it, but there's plenty of not like perfect precision, but challenging precision. You've got to be good enough to thread the needle on some of these.
And I see the theme for Insomnomnia. It is a day-night level where the night side has a lot of creatures that want to eat you. Though based off of those munchers, it looks like even the daytime isn't safe.
Daytime's never safe. Safety's an illusion. Checkpoint there. Throwing the munchers with the spring instead. Looks like the daytime is also giving you a preview, like it marked where that key was going to be with an outline of coins, and then here was the key.
Yeah, so paying attention to any sort of cues that the designers made can give an advantage, but you have to still survive.
Question in chat, has Panga made a level or two? Panga levels would be a little bit higher than the difficulty we're looking for in these because we want the races to be a very open thing. That said, the level submission process is completely open. If you have Mario Maker 2, you're invited to try your hand at making a level for it.
Oh, look at... Oh! Chaos almost had it!
Also, by the way, since this is our final level, we'll post the poll for the viewer's choice levels. The top 2 vote-receiving creators win money for their creations. So that's even more incentive for you to try your hand at making a level.
As commentators, are we allowed to vote?
Sure. No rule against it.
Well, I have made my choice.
Great. Brizzy making some progress on this level now. It's held him up a bit, and this section, it seems to be the one that's been giving him the most trouble. I think this might be a case of waiting too long, hoping for it to line up, when actually going fast is the answer. But getting there now. I like to see that. You want to see people finish. Those Muncher hitboxes, they are a thing.
Yeah, Chaos in that case went too fast, and then went too fast again.
Yeah, see, now that second death, that hitbox was understandable. The first one, it looked like he was safe on the blocks, and it just wasn't.
And now Hourglass is caught up with Captain Green and Chaos. And, ooh. Okay, Brizzy choosing to start over. You may have noticed that a lot of runners do that. Apparently, it saves a little bit of time in order to pause and start over rather than let the entire death throws animation take place. So, keep that in mind in case you are timed in any future events.
Yeah, sadly we can't start over from checkpoint. That's a long-lamented feature that we are lacking. Because we have it in multiplayer! But not in single player, sadly.
And ooh, I like Chaos Legion's idea. Bring a spare P-switch just in case.
You're usually not gonna regret having an extra. I guess he didn't like the way that one lined up, so he's gonna try again.
And oh, nice yump.
That is a tough jump section to get past, in my opinion, so good job.
Oh, the chain jumps suddenly get lunch. And look at Brizzy, almost done, has to stomp that Goombrat and get across, gets it!
Yes! Good job, Brizzy! Well, this section has, looks like it's going to claim its victims with those rising munchers. The level's been trying to prep you for this, but this is a very challenging section.
Chaos Legion is back at it. Ooh, okay, that stomp was probably alright.
So this section is telling you where those coin blocks are going to be, but you don't actually need the P-switch till you're in the subworld.
And what also doesn't help is you need that POW block for that other pipe right there. And, well, you see the giant extendo chumps right there?
I appreciate the night theme, though, so you're getting a little more reaction time on these chain chomps. And Chaos Legion's making good use of it there, but turned the wrong way and didn't hit with the POW block, unfortunately. But it looks like he's got that now. At least has that hashtag knowledge.
However, Owlglass is about to approach for the first time, as is Captain Green. Oh, Owlglass let the time run out, and Yumps won't work there. Captain Green, meanwhile, is taking a more methodical approach.
Sometimes you have to scout a section to figure out what you're dealing with. This level has been good about giving you previews, but that's not necessarily the whole puzzle. Good approach on that section, though, and he's got it that time.
But now... Oh! Well, at least... Oh! Captain Green activating the POW early! And since it's from a pipe, we can always get more.
Yeah, that may turn out to be the play of this level, because that just made this section a whole lot easier. And he's gonna go back for a bonus POW just because he doesn't know what's on the other side of that pipe. Neither do we. And Brizzy gets through that section into another clear.
And the other side is the goal! Captain Green 7 is the first of our runners, at least on stream, to finish.
We actually had Andy, who was couldn't get here quite on time, but still did the levels, so he was our first finished, followed by Captain Green, and seconds apart on those two. And Chaos Legion also was right there.
So now, Owlglass is back in this Muncher section. Ooh! Owlglass is back to getting to that Muncher section. Oh! Anytime I say something, someone's going to take a death. Is it? Brizzy, don't...
didn't get the timing.
Literally, anytime I open my mouth, someone loses their life in Mario Maker 2. Why am I a commentator here again?
Because you're a nice guy who didn't want to leave me alone. I was feeling lonely.
I mean, that's fair.
Owlglass gonna grab his P-switch and move on. Well, you do need... Okay, you do need 2 P-switches here, because you're not doing this whole thing on one, I don't think. At least not if you're gonna take this part cautiously. Nice
Alright.
approach.
And Owl's just rushing it. Not even caring, but then again, we know it's not necessary. Because the goal is there.
Owlglass finishes, and that just leaves us with Brizzy.
Who still
the-
has one more level left.
Yeah, we didn't see this one be the hardest of levels. So hopefully Brizzy gets it quickly. But just really doesn't feel like Brizzy has a lot of confidence on this section. There we go. Took a lot of deaths to that Chain Chomp, but then found some timing that worked.
Whatever works, as long as we get progress. And a checkpoint helps.
Chat pointing out how fast our first 3 finished. It was remarkable.
And yeah, that was extremely close.
Let's see if Brizzy can get this one done here, or soon, we hope.
Taking the damage boost, but then has to run! Let's follow the coin trails, only jump when they say.
Alright, good section that time.
Has the star, just has to hurry.
A little bit of wall jumping to hit the on-off blocks, and there's the X.
Which means one level left.
Looks like Owlglass is going to do some verses to keep warm during the phases.
There aren't that many. I feel like there are a number of levels that really only work well with single player, just like that one demonstrated.
It runs the gamut. You have some levels that are next to impossible in single player.
Oh!
They're meant to be incredibly difficult levels. You have others that are that get made trivial in multiplayer, is the rest of that thought. And then you have some that are maybe even not that hard in single player, but they don't reset well in multiplayer, so they just become absolutely impossible.
For frame of reference, the levels that are submitted here are designed, at the very least, to be beatable in single player, though if they work well in multiplayer as well, that may be a bonus.
Right, so Brizzy on the Insomnia Nomnia level, working out what you have to do from the various sections. And again, the nice thing about the nighttime theme is it's giving you more time on these chain chomps, so you can afford to be a little more patient than you could be in other forms. One Fine Day asks in chat, is this almost over? This is phase 1 of 3, which is indeed almost over. We're giving Brizzy a chance to play this out. Then we have 2 more phases to go. In phase 2, they're going to have 15 minutes per level to try and speedrun 3 different levels that they've played now. So they'll no longer be blind. Oh, the Muncher Crush.
And... Oh, Owl! Be nice.
It's versus. You're not supposed to be nice.
Alright, Brizzy, back in the Babam section.
Just the wrong direction. Brizzy was anticipating that chain chomp going in a different way, but it didn't happen.
Oh, and Owl unfortunately left with no ride to continue.
Back to the bombs. So we're going to give Brizzy another couple minutes to see if he's able to finish this out. Then we're going to go ahead and move everybody on to part 2. And we'll hope for the best, though I would say this is probably the most difficult of the levels from what we saw. I think that's fair.
I mean, I don't know which one was harder to deal with, Insomnomnia or Boats and Garden Tools. I at least have my preference for which ones would work best for part 2, but we will see what is chosen.
Those are determined in advance, so we've got the list, we just haven't published it yet so that everybody's starting on an even foot once we get there.
Then I would like to be kept in the dark.
I mean, you could. Personally, I like to have a lamp on in the room. The delayed reaction, I love it.
Brizzy, it's the checkpoint.
Excellent. So meanwhile, part of what's going on here is this is the warm-up to SG Live, which is coming up at the end of this month. There will be a Mario Maker tournament as part of the festivities and events. Looking forward to an exciting time there. All right, into this Chain Chomp section for Brizzy. Give him a shot or two at this next section. This was probably the hardest section.
However, realizes what needs to be done. But now, how well will this work? Alright, gets through that part, but now the giant chomps.
Now, this section gave some of our runners a good bit of trouble. Others got through it quickly. Brizzy had a little bit of difficulty with the chain chomp in the new soup level, but figured it out. And then this one gives you a little more reaction time, which I think is up Brizzy's alley.
Unfortunately, if chain chomps want food, they get food.
All right, we'll give Brizzy another try here, see if he's able to keep going. So as far as the overall results of today, the way it works is goes by your placement in each round. So whoever places first in the first round has the most advantage, and then it's averaged over the 3 rounds. How you finished, the best overall wins. All right. Let's see what we got here. Those munchers just proving very deadly. All right, so we've given the runners the list for what will be the second round. And that's going to be the one round to Bounce Town. That was a 3D World level. Boats and Gardens Tools, that was an SMB 3 level. And High Speed Skyway was also an SMB 3 level. So
Only this time, it's no longer blind, and instead, we're on the grind for time.
yeah, they'll have 15 minutes for each of the 3 levels. And it is their best time that counts. So they can make as many attempts within the 15 minutes as they want to. And looks like Brizzy not going to be able to get that level done. We'll still give him credit for his finish, though. Put in a great effort to get that far. Just had some trouble really on the new soup level. It seemed like, or no, it was the airship SMB 3 level.
Yeah, and that is one of the ones we will be training for. I was able to tell by Brizzy's setup, we have the 3. I would have personally considered swapping out High Speed Skyway with Unchained, but we still have a decent bunch of levels that we can improve our times on.
Yeah, sometimes I think it's good to have as much a mix of easier, moderate, hard on those levels. It actually does a lot for you, because sometimes the easiest ones are the hardest to optimize, and the harder level is the easier one to optimize, because you get you have more room to improve, if you will. All right, just waiting on our runners to ready up for round 2. We're going to go ahead and bring in Andy here. He was able to join us in progress, and we didn't get to see him in the first round. We also get our title updated here. So many little things to do with these broadcasts. So is there any particular section of one of these levels that you thought, that looks like a lot of fun, I want to try it?
If you were asking me, High Speed Skyway feels like a good level to just play. One Road to Bounce Town is also a good one. Honestly, I fear Boat and Garden Tools the most. I can't really say any particular section was necessarily fun, but there were a number of hard parts within it that just, no thanks. But again, that's just me.
All right, so our runners have the countdown. They'll be off and going here. This is going to be one round to Bounce Town. They have 15 minutes. Just reminding everybody about our format. So they do take a break between the levels. The first couple weeks we did this, we tried giving them the time slot, and they had to decide how much they wanted to invest in each level, which is a fascinating strategy choice. But this one, maybe a little more friendly towards getting your best time on a level.
As long as the skip squeaks don't get in the way.
So what you'll see a bunch of runners do on this, from what we've seen the last couple of weeks we tried this format, is they'll spend 5 minutes or so just exploring the level, seeing if there was a shorter route that they missed the first time, seeing where they think they can optimize the level. Maybe I can do this jump faster, maybe I can avoid that thing, and just picking up all the time they can that way. So they won't necessarily turn in that PB time yet. But then once you're in the last 5 minutes or so, you're all about getting the fastest runs in you can with the knowledge you have.
Well, Andy appears to be following your strategy, but I am seeing Captain Green and Chaos Legion just trying to floor it, spiky skip squeak notwithstanding.
Well, even when they're flooring it, that they're still exploring because they're seeing how the enemies line up. So if I go full blast, where is that enemy? And if I die there, then that just means, okay, I get to that spiked skip squeak, and I gotta go low instead of high.
Alright, 33.923 is the first locked-in time by Chaos Legion. So the question becomes, can anyone improve that? You will notice our runners will typically screenshot that results screen. Not only is it good to see the improvement as our runners keep on getting lower and lower times, but it also helps for record-keeping purposes.
Yeah, that's how we have a verification system in for the times that they put up, because it's not like we could do an SRL run for each of these that you would, say, an SMB1 world record run. Can't quite keep track of them the same way. So sometimes runners will post their PB as it improves. Others will just post it at the end.
And 30.061, in-game time 269, but I think, I just missed what Captain Green got time-wise there.
They were neck and neck on that finish.
Yeah. Hourglass, meanwhile, trying the lower route, which may get us somewhere, or at the very least it will give us a finish time, and sometimes it's important to at least get that starting time.
Chaos Legion has already taken 4 seconds off that PB with the second time turned in, so that is a big increase, and that's just what a little bit of comfort on a level can do for you. Now, a quick level like this, you wouldn't necessarily think of improving your time by 10% or more, but that's what's there sometimes.
Now, the world record for this one is 28 seconds and change. So if we're able to pull off a 272 in-game time, that would be amazing. We would possibly have a world record here.
It's very common that we see one of the runners pull the world record off because they're the ones that are actively grinding for it instead of somebody who maybe just found the level under new arrivals.
Alright, we have a race within the race, but Captain Green pulls ahead of Chaos Legion. And then gets smushed by a piranha plant.
This has been a pretty common theme with our level makers of instead of just having a linear path, they like to give them some multi-routes to go through the level. And that allows for more optimization possibilities. So you see that in this level there's particularly a lot of high route, low route choices to be made.
Yeah, but I think taking the low route at the end causes enough of a time loss. Chaos already has a better time and so decides to bail. In the meantime, oh, that's a 270 for Captain Green. We may have a new leader. 29.414. Very nice.
That's the world record. It's 28.427 was his time.
Wait, Captain Green has the record?
No. You read the world record time.
Ah,
Captain Green's was on the right. Left is world record, right is their time. Oh, chat says I'm wrong. Okay, never mind. Forgive me. I don't know how to read things, apparently.
we
I
are
trust
1
chat.
second away from the world record. We haven't gotten it yet. I should know, because technically I have gotten a world record on some easier stages before. And it should show up on the right.
See, I usually go for first clears, so I have both when I finish the level. That's why I'm confused.
Ah.
I love to do new arrivals. Just see what's out there.
Alright, Hourglass... Not bad, but competition is kind of proven to be tricky here.
I think in this you're always going to be a little bit nervous if you don't see world record pop up. But sometimes that's just not going to happen, and you're chasing the best time that you can get. Because there's 3 levels in this round, and they're averaged together. So if you're second on this one and first on the other 2, you're still going to win this round.
This one's gonna be close on Chaos Legion's side. 28.965, half a second away from the record. But I think that's right now first place.
Yeah, that's the best we've seen turned in, or that we have personally seen.
And Andy, meanwhile, trying to hurry, gets to the checkpoint at a decent pace. But it's this second half that often trips up our runners.
Here we are at the halfway point of this stage, so they've got a pretty fair idea of what their route through here is, and now it's a question of trying to nail it as best they can. And it gets a lot trickier when you've got these enemies.
Yeah, I saw what Chaos Legion was trying to do, huff it knowing when to take the short bounce versus the long bounce, but even though we got past the spiky skip squeak, the Koopa Troopas can still cause problems.
Yeah. Now this is an exploration run for Captain Green. He gamed over and started from did a run from the checkpoint, so he was just testing his strat for that second part, and he still is.
Well, there's still enough time.
It certainly is, and I'm fascinated because Captain Green's already got a good time, so this is experimenting. What can I find to squeeze out that extra little bit of time on the second half, which maybe not everybody took the time to do that from the checkpoint. I haven't noticed it from anyone else.
The thing, though, is I think Chaos Legion has the best time amongst, the 4 that I'm seeing here. Captain Green, I think, is second right now, and I do appreciate... Oh, hold on, no Chaos Legion side, 275 in-game. No! Bonks at the end! But note Andy. That's also 271 in-game time. I need the actual time. This one's gonna be close. 28.935. Oh my gosh. Now I've lost track as to who had the better one.
That is actually the better one by 300ths.
Wow. So Andy now has the lead here. But Chaos Legion...
Not so much.
Not so
let's
much?
see how this goes.
Well, right now.
Yeah, you're right. I misread.
Okay. Chaos Legion back in a good position in-game time-wise. Just has to not bonk. Doesn't bonk.
Got that just perfect.
And... World record! 28.378.
That's a fantastic run. So obviously Chaos in the lead now. and also owns the third best time of our runners so far. Yeah, everybody's going to be able to see that that world record improved, so you know somebody found something.
In this case, it was just execution, knowing when to bounce high, when to bounce low. And that jump right there on the Koopa Troopa, that's what really helped the most.
And we're going to soon see if Captain Green's extra practice on the second half pays off. He's back to making full level runs. Did a lot from this checkpoint trying to find something in the second half of the level.
Oh, but unfortunately doesn't get the bounce on the Troopa. And for Andy, the Troopa gets the bounce on him.
This bouncing just adds that extra element to the enemies, because now it's not even their normal movement patterns. It's how they ricochet off the trampolines.
Never realized Nintendo was going to become a fan of Havoc.
Well, I mean, Nintendo's a fan of a lot of things.
Alright, Chaos back at it. Owlglass, though, let me double check. Oh, that was just a reset. Never mind.
Question in chat, what are the rules? As far as what you're seeing right now, they have 15 minutes to get the best time on this level that they can. This is part 2 of the event, so they do that for 3 levels. This is the first of the 3. After that, we'll be going to Endless Mode for Phase 3, and they will be trying to get the most clears that they can.
Ooh, Chaos was forced to reset after falling in the pit. Andy, meanwhile, trying again. Ooh! Slowed down a little bit. This may be... Yeah, this one's not gonna help. And he realizes it. Captain Green, meanwhile... gets a solid 270 in-game time, but that's not going to be enough. And Owlglass trying to hurry. Ooh,
And
mid-air spin, and then gets stomped.
also a quick recap of where things are right now. Their finish order from part 1 was Andy in first, Captain Green second, Chaos Legion third, Owlglass fourth, and Busy was fifth. Which is significant because that's a third of their final score for the day.
Chaos Legion getting another 271. Will this be an improvement?
Getting just enough on those triple jumps to make that flagpole.
No, it's not. Captain Green may have a new personal best here. It's 28,940. I mean, again, it's a solid time, but not solid enough, and I think now he's realized one of his opponents happens to be racing against him now, as we are approaching, effectively, our final runs here. So, Trenton, I need a rule clarification. If our runners have started a run before the 15 minutes ends, are they allowed to finish that run, or is it just auto-stop?
I'm not sure we have a technical ruling on that, but it will probably be a stop when it's time, because they've had 15 minutes to do it. I'd have to pull up the actual rules to be sure.
Alright, Andy did get a 271 in-game time, and that translates to 28,379. Wait a second. I'm sorry, I'm noticing that world record of 27,845. Did Chaos get that?
No, that was done by LGL Making, who is participating, but not actually entered because they don't have the ability to screen capture, but they are running these races.
Well, this race is going to have to be put on hold only because we have hit our 15-minute mark. So, everyone, get your times out as... Oh! Apparently, we may have differences between 1,000th of a second here. So, yes, look at this. 28,378 versus 28,379. 1,000th of a second.
Yes, we're going to give them a couple minutes between this and the next round. Notch is doing a great job for us behind the scenes, keeping the scoring up to date. And I do not want to undersell the work that is. But Notch getting all the information in, so he's getting the PB times in there.
So I can confirm, at least amongst, the ones that are streaming, it is Chaos Legion first, Andy second out of that first improvement race. I couldn't tell where Captain Green and Owlglass ranked, but I will trust that that is being taken care of.
Notch will get everybody's PB time, and once they're verified, updated in the spreadsheet, and then we will see how it is stacking up. So gonna do some quick magic behind the scenes to bring Brizzy back in for this next level. Try to give everybody some love and some time on the stream.
And appreciated, Thalfon. I have called ties in other randomizer races before, but typically those don't come, they typically use a different system where milliseconds don't matter. Here, every millisecond matters. And considering that I want to say Mario Maker 2 is a 60 frames per second game, I genuinely want to know how we're able to have such precision.
Alright, so we will see them off and running on the next level very shortly, as again I say we welcome Brizzy back into the broadcast. This is going to be the boats and garden tools level. I think this is one that has a lot of sneaky room to improve on. The first time you're just kind of glad to get through it, but that also, the more that a level is like that, the more it usually has room to pick up and improve your time.
Alright, back to the airship we go. And already, Brizzy and Owlglass taking off. Oh, but then Brizzy got hit by a cannonball. Now, the unfortunate part about this level is it is cycle-based. All of those flame thrusters operate on, I don't know the exact time, but it's basically one set, then the other. So this level, you can make some mistakes in the early part, depending on how the cycles end up. But that is going to be... First part's relatively easy. It's the second part right here with the conveyor belts. That's where a lot of the difference is going to be made.
The more you can optimize something little. Like if you're able to get through the burners a cycle faster than somebody else is, gonna be a huge difference. Also, how you bounce off these cannonballs and make good use of them. Can you skip jumps like Brizzy did right there? Just finding those little things makes all the difference. And this segment of the weekly has been consistently what runners tell us is their favorite. They love doing these optimizations of these levels.
Oh, nice jump under the saw blade by Andy.
Yeah, things like that are going to make all the difference. If somebody finds a way to get on top of that next section and jump over the top, that's also going to be a huge increase.
And oh, Andy jumped over the Goombrat.
Well, that's okay. Really, in these first 5 to 8 minutes, you are definitely in exploration more than actual runs. You're seeing what's there, what can I improve, etc. Especially somebody as good as Andy is, he's not worried about getting good times up right away. He's worried about getting them up eventually.
And okay, Chaos is back with us.
A big part of this level, I just feel like, is can you go high instead of low? And the more you can do that, the better off you're going to be in that first section. In this second section, it's all about can I skip a cycle somewhere? Like that. Andy's really working on skipping cycles with those saw blades, and if he nails that timing, it's going to be a tremendous improvement.
Oh, fire is not our runners' friends today. Oh, Chaos hesitated a little bit too much.
Yeah, the momentum on those jumps can feel a little awkward, but this level is generally pretty well set up that you're not going to over jump. When you're going right, you go as far right as you can. That little saw blade section there might be the only exception.
Yeah, right now that saw blade into the 8 thrusters is where a lot of waiting has to take place in order for the cycles to line up.
I really feel like the biggest difference maker is going to be if somebody can find a way to that after the saw section, you go through the pipe, you come out, and you've got the section with the moles and the burners, but there is a roof up there. If you can get on top of that roof and totally skip the section, that's a free couple seconds if you're able to do that. I don't know if we can do that, but it's definitely a chance there. Let's see how Owlglass does here. You've got the wrench dudes. Yeah, if you could get on top of those cannons instead of underneath them, that would be a big improvement.
And Owlglass is the first to clock in a time.
5 minutes in, about the 1/3 mark of this.
And 42.185, that was a world record.
Anytime you see the world record come up, you're going to feel good about that. Also, we have Captain Green off stream currently with a PB of 42.8.
Oh. For all we know, that happened just before Owlglass got the current world record.
Question in chat about how you submit a level to be one of the race levels. If you join the Discord for the Mario Maker Weekly, The instructions are all there for you. Basically, what we have is people submit levels they'd like to see us race. We have level testers who go through it and make sure they will be good for the format. 5 of them were selected for this, and we go from there. Well, Dob's questioning if there's any way they could potentially skip the subworld altogether. That's an interesting question because we can't see up there right now to know if that is even possible.
Oh, hold on a second. Chaos Legion is coming in. Okay, no world record here, but still a solid time.
There's certainly value in that and going ahead and getting a time up on the board, even if it's not optimized yet.
Still 43,150. And I think Chaos Legion saw, it was that last part right there where time could have been saved.
Well, if there is a chance to get up on top there and skip the subworld, we saw Andy's setup that would have done it. He was able to carry a shot from earlier. That could be a thing if there is not a wall up there that prevents you. I don't know, because it's up there. It's teasing. But that's going to take a brave effort to look for it.
That cannonball that Al just jumped on, is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, if you carry that shot all the way past this section to there, you could potentially make it up there. You'd have to use the 2 red cannons, which is, I'm wondering if they aren't marking something, honestly. It could be coincidence, but chat got me thinking about it, and so I'm wondering. And maybe there is no there. But considering everybody is doing it the same way...
Alright, Chaos Legion back at it. Has to get the jump, the hit! This one's gonna be close.
That's really good ending right there.
41,279. Oh, that hurts.
Really, really good time. And you see what the difference in as these runners get more experience on these levels, they figure out, okay, I don't have to wait on this cycle, I can go past this, I can go past that. I can skip that on-off switch. More attempts, they find more little things like that pick up time.
Now, Andy is trying to do a few things differently, like doing that spinning blade skip without the on-off block, but still hasn't finished, and locked in a time yet. So
I feel like now we're at the point where you do want to lock in a time. About that halfway mark, it feels like, okay, you've explored as much as you can explore, now it's time for runs.
Oh! The thing is, Andy does have world record potential right now, just has to finish.
He's got a lot of time, he could lock that in.
Oh, speaking of world record potential, I think Chaos Legion has something. That should be a 40 dot something. 48.86.
Fantastic, a new record, Chaos. Running strong this round. He was 3rd in part 1. He has had the best time on our first level of this part 2. And he's in 1st place for the 2nd part of part 2. So a very strong run so far.
Owlglass going for the waiting strategy, and we can see the difference in time it makes.
Yeah, There's
And-
definitely a time pickup
Oh.
if you don't have to wait.
And yeah, right there, Andy is able to save a cycle if able to pull that off. At least that's what it looks like to me. But Andy's now off cycle here too. Oh, look at that, 47.65, improving the record again. But if Andy can pull this off right here... sorry.
A little bit of greed on that fire section. Again, you're trying to go as fast as you can, so it lends itself to that sometimes.
Alright, Andy keeping the cannonball alive, but it's too high. There's no way to jump on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything there. Although, this is going to sound weird, but I don't think anybody checked that one pipe. That one pipe that's hanging down, I don't think we saw anybody actually test it to see if it went anywhere. Right there where it drops the bombs.
You mean tried to go up in it?
Yeah, I didn't see anybody attempt it.
I'm wondering if it's a little high. Okay, Andy is about there. No! That could have potentially been it! Andy had a record potential, but instead just has to lock in a time at the very least. Gets a time. And speaking of getting a time, did Chaos Legion get another record?
Let's find out.
38.890. We didn't even go to the 39s.
Chaos is bringing it. I mean, you're talking more than a full second of improvement, almost 2 full seconds. That is just huge on a run this short. Andy has really worked on his strats for this, but it just doesn't feel like he was able to master them in time. And I'm wondering how much that's going to make a difference at the end.
I just saw Chaos going for the Saw Blade skip. I wonder if that's what happened on that 38. However, we are running short on time.
Yeah, just gave the racers a notice that we're under a minute now.
And Chaos gets the blade skip. Andy does not. And oh, there's even more potential for another skip right there.
That is really nice how that Goombrat lines up, that you can hit the wild card, whatever we call that, at the end, the goal, I guess. But lines up well off the jump. I think that's very good design.
Yep, but that 38.93 is not going to matter, so I think our runners are going to be happy to put this one behind them. Time has expired. Chaos, I think, is just showing off right now. Chaos already has the record. We know this. Aw, Chaos leaving some love for Dr. Levenstein. Or Levenstein, sorry. One of them.
Alright, so they've been given the third and final level to queue up. This is going to be the high-speed Skyway. This, I think, was the fastest level, so this is probably going to be the hardest one to make big improvements on.
Now, since this is a speed run based level, this is where I'm forced to once again ask about the all-important rule book here. If two runners end up with the same time, it is the first one that gets the time that gets the higher rank, correct?
I think if we saw a true tie, we'd just count it as a tie. Because this is averaged across this round anyways. But we've accepted ties in the past, not necessarily on time because it hasn't come up, but ties are allowed.
Just wanted to verify.
So we have Andy, who's dominated this round so far, and we will see how they do on the next level.
John GC's High Speed Skyway.
All right, we will see them off and going as Notch is doing the phenomenal work of getting things updated. From that round, we saw Chaos Legion set the fastest time. Hourglass was second. Captain Green third. Andy was fourth. Busy was fifth.
Alright, 30 seconds to go. And, may have been some minor confusion from some of the runners there.
Yeah, my fault for bad channel posting, so I told them there'll be another minute. So Dr. Levenstein, who made that left level, did say it was theoretically possible to skip the subworld because it wasn't blocked off, but we didn't find anybody with a setup for that. All right, I'm just clarifying for the runners. They do get their 15 minutes, and I'm taking the blame for not giving them a countdown in the right way. Because we want to be fair to everybody here. So the runners are each supposed to get 15 minutes. That is the rule.
So in this case, it's going to be sort of a staggered one this time?
A little bit.
Alright. Well, Andy is the first one to lock in a time, at least. Starting with 23,448, but oh, look at that record of 19 and change.
This is a really fast level, and lots just going to be how you deal with the enemy interaction. Particularly the more you... Go ahead.
Yeah, 22,360 for Hourglass, go for it.
The more of these enemies you can skip, I think the faster you're going to be. So even like this jump, if you could clear that gap without touching either of the red Koopas, I think you're going to be better off. Chaos Legion turning in a time. Make no mistake, I think this is going to be the tightest time in between runners of any level.
22,473 for Chaos, but then Andy gets one as well. 22,225. Ah, dang it, I was hoping for 5 2s.
This one is just such a good speedrun optimization level because there's so many little things to it. It's one of these that it doesn't seem like there's a lot going on at first glance, but then you start realizing every single enemy, how you deal with them, changes your final time. There is a lot to optimize here.
Yeah, and Chaos was able to get a lot of time in by having P-Speed for the first part. Oh, slow down at the end, but still 8 seconds in-game time. That should be a 21-something. 21,673. So yeah, P-Speed at the start. One of the things that I'm noticing with this level is this drop right here. If possible, I wonder if there's a way to avoid the waiting on the platform for it to drop. If you could just go faster by maybe undercutting the jump and then, you know, falling in the gap that way, or going over the platform. Because right now, early P-Speed helps, but then it's that platform where you have to wait a bit, and thus you lose the P-Speed.
I like that run Chaos was on, but then the momentum from the Green Koopa kill sent him down the pit, but otherwise that seemed like a really good run up to that point. That might be a tough jump to skip the platform, but I think it'd be possible. Hardest part's going to be controlling your landing to make sure you get on safe ground.
Indeed. New time, 21,706 for Chaos.
Now, if you're really good on your Kaizo strats, you could bring a shell there from one of these Green Koopas. And you could do a wall jump, not wall jump, a shell jump off the wall there to skip that platform.
I think that would take too long compared to just doing what Andy did and just falling.
Oh, there you go. Yep, that's the strat. The shell jump would only make sense if you couldn't do that.
Oh, and
Really good, just a little short on that last jump. I think we're going to see a really good time for Andy when he finishes a run now.
in the meantime, Chaos 21,246. Brizzy trying to at least get a time locked in and does so. And oh, look at Owlglass coming in from out of nowhere.
Very smooth finish there.
21,177.
Really good
At least
time.
that's what it looked like. Oh, according to Thalphon, it was 21,111. I mean,
Really
either way, it's solid. And Owlglass able to keep the P-Speed falling down that hole. Still has P-Speed. Oh, this one's gonna be close.
You know you've been able to run a lot if you keep the P-Speed up throughout this level.
19,655, just hundredths away from the world record.
Fantastic run. So the way P-Speed works in Mario Maker, you'll maintain it if you jump off an enemy. So that's why they're able to maintain P-Speed throughout the level if everything lines up right. But unlike actual Mario 3, you won't run faster. It's just a measurement of how you have run.
Maybe that explains why the flying feels a little off.
I don't know that flying speed is effective, but in vanilla SMB3 you run faster on P-Speed, but it doesn't change in Mario Maker. Because it's the whole keep the physics consistent across the games thing.
Unless you're 3D World. Owl gets a time. Andy gets a time. Owl, a little slower, 19:07:55. But Andy, what is the time here? 19:07:51, not enough either.
I mean, to see consistent 19s is really impressive, and we're halfway. They're 8 minutes into this. I think our best of the runners right now is Owlglass with 19:655.
Yeah, but Andy's not too far behind.
Not at all.
And, oh, Andy trying the bottom route there, but unfortunately enemies didn't line up.
Just a quick reminder to everybody, you can vote for your favorite level from this week. We ran all 5 of them in part 1. And people's favorite levels, they don't have to be one of the 3 from this section, but your favorite of the 5, they do win money each week.
And, oh, hold on a second. Owlglass had a good approach at the end here. I want to pay attention. 19:623, not enough.
Just off that world record, not by a lot.
And Chaos locks in 29:53.
Yeah, I dare say when we're all said and done, this is going to be the most optimized level that we have. Short little fun time, but every one of those jumps is important.
And yeah, Chaos taking advantage of that P-speed, then getting the jump on the Troopa. Brizzy trying to stay high with the 2 Goombrats at the start, however, that doesn't get you the P-speed. And, oh, Owl had too much of a stop there. Actually, Owl going for the top route. Still able to form P-speed somehow. Oh, not that way.
I like it. If you've got your time in solid like Owl does, go ahead and try something different now and see if there's more to gain there. And those Koopas with wings, they are a pain to dodge from underneath. It's always better if you can get on top of them instead of underneath.
I guess the Paratroopas had a bunch of Red Bull.
Maybe they got their wings from something.
Ooh, Owl clipped the platform and knows that that run is dead.
Yeah, you gotta be basically perfect on every jump right now. Chad theorizing Toadette is faster and all the runners have nerfed themselves. Well, Luigi seems to be the popular choice today.
Alright. Oh! Goombrat giving a bro fist, but in this case it's not the normal kind of bro fist.
Chaos doesn't seem to have that run off the edge part figured out that the other runners have so far. It's probably costing tenths there.
Chaos 29:40.
And part of you has got to be like, okay, I know I put up a great run here, but how are they getting another second on me? Double check what we have turned in so far. And it still looks like 19.6 is our best. That's for Owlglass. He picked up 300ths from earlier to get down to a 19.623.
And Chaos Legion figured out the platform jump. albeit unintentionally.
Well, that could be a source of picking things up. And again, we're going to be a little bit staggered here because not everybody saw the go. So I clarified that they do get their 15 minutes that they're supposed to.
And oh, we have solid times from 1, 2, 3 runners here. Owlglass 19.605, Andy 19.589 ties the record. Chaos 19.778.
Phenomenal
Oh,
for Andy, and that just shows you how optimized that is if they're down to the 1,000th the same time.
this is going to be a good one. Owlglass finishes again, meanwhile. 5.95. Oh.
Just remarkable how well and how consistent these runners are doing this level now.
And Brizzy gets another time in. This one, 21.275. Alright, Andy and Owlglass going for what I believe are their last attempts. Remember, the bottom 2 runners will have an additional 2 minutes or so. And Andy finishes this run. What is the time?
Chaos right behind.
New record! 19.551. Oh, and then Chaos got 19.578. That is not the record. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's gonna finish this next run and be like, somebody already beat my record. Well, we saw it at a different timing, but for him it hadn't
Wow.
happened yet.
Nintendo, fix your servers.
Well, that could just be the rate it processed through to us.
And then Andy, 19.521. Will you stop?
And again, there's that pause as he takes a screenshot to be sure he's got documentation of his time.
I'm starting to think this last round, everyone's a little bit confused about when the official stop time is now. Because Owl is still playing, Andy's still playing.
That'll be their runs.
Alright, Owlglass has officially stopped.
Alright, clarified that for them. Again, we're just trying to be fair to everybody because there was a little bit of confusion, but this is probably going to be last run for Chaos and Brizzy. So let me see who...
And Chaos falls. Brizzy, I guess, is going to take one more attempt.
Alright, so we're going to give everybody a couple minutes before we start part 3. They're going to have 20 minutes to finish as many levels in Expert Endless as they are able to.
And now we enter, well, the Nintendo Online Serverathon. 20 minutes, expert levels. Skip if you need to, but get as many as you can.
We're also gonna do some wizardry behind the scenes here and bring Captain Green back in. As far as the overall standings right now, currently we have Andy with the best overall performance, Chaos Legion second, Captain Green third, Owlglass fourth. Subject to variation as times get updated, but that's roughly where we stand. Alright, so it'll be just about another minute before we get them started on part 3. 20 minutes of Endless Expert. And reminder chat, make sure you vote for your favorite level.
And at this point, we know Andy's waiting. Chaos, I think you are allowed to choose new game at this point.
Yeah, you just can't play the first level. Alright, minor clarification because we have somebody competing for the first time and we want to be sure the rules are clear before we start.
And again, I will emphasize some of those rules for those that just came in. Expert mode, endless. 20 minutes, get through as many as you can. It is okay if you get a game over. Just keep on playing.
Alright, they have been turned loose. So, Expert is very interesting because it's more of a range than you might expect. You get levels that should probably be normal levels, get bumped up into Expert when people have died to them too many times. And you definitely get super Expert levels down at this level that really don't fit the rest of the difficulty, but they found their way in there maybe because not enough people have played them yet, so they didn't get bumped up in the algorithm. There is some advantage, though, to having lives in the bank like Chaos Legion does, because you're allowed to continue after a game over, but you theoretically can save a game over by having those extra lives.
Okay, I did not know that was allowed.
Well, yeah, because you wouldn't want to mess with somebody's normal playthroughs. So the only rule is how many levels you complete.
This is going to be complicated to follow.
Well, Andy's got one where you have to kill a bunch of thwomps with stars and apparently find the right key door.
While Owl is inside a hill castle or something, and Brizzy is heading into Manic Mansion.
And big piece of this is your judgment on when and where to skip levels. If it's a troll level, you probably want to get out of it as quickly as you can. If it's a tech level that you're just not comfortable with, sometimes you need to move on, even if it doesn't seem like that bad of a level. So,
Chaos was given a wall jump level before random encounter with Boom Boom. Don't know what that P-switch is for. Oh, and then we're gonna ride the wave.
this wave is such a cool effect. Does this run all the way to the end? Nope, gotta jump back. He did.
Oh no, but
Some spikes to avoid.
Mr. Red Coin, I don't know if that's gonna matter.
You always wonder when it's on an endless level. It is required, it looks like. Well, there's a reset door, maybe. But you can't
Reset.
get in it. It's
But
reset.
there's a pipe. Oh!
Al gets a completion on that SMW level.
So,
Andy gets hit by the icicles just short of the goal.
so I think Chaos Legion is forced to take a longer path.
Ouch. Don't even know where that key was he was supposed to get. I guess there was another red coin.
So the key that Chaos had missed was from early on, but Andy managing to survive the Goomba ice fields. And gets a world record as well. Why not?
That's gonna make you feel better. Okay, there was the key. You just had to have the firepower through that section. Now we're going climbing. Looks like keeping this fire flower is a big advantage on this level. Yellow jump. You can do a lot of impressive things with air stall tech. And Chaos is through that level.
Meantime, Andy dealing with Bowser Jr. and Bowser. That does not look like a good area to fight Bowser, though.
No ability to fight this Bowser. There's no fire flower or anything of that sort to be able to hit him with. You can only attack Junior. But it's a normal door, not a key door, so can you lure that Bowser out? And then safely get past him? Andy does. We've got a nice SMB3 claw level here for Chaos Legion. A bit of spikes to avoid. Seems good so far. 3 1-ups for the Endless Man Runner. That's a nice level creator.
While Owlglass is going through an auto-scroller. So, honest question, if you encounter an auto-scroller in this format, do you take it or skip it?
Pause and check the world record time. If it's a short auto-scroller, go for it. If you're seeing a 2.5, 3 minute time, move on.
Andy gets a speedrun level.
Speedrun levels can be very tough. One thing is you don't know how tight the timer is. If you've only got a second or two to spare, it may not be forgiving enough for this format. If it's a more lenient, like 5 to 10 seconds, you'd probably be alright. So nothing wrong with taking a run through it first, because they're generally shorter levels.
Oh, Andy missed an on-off block and is choosing to pass on it.
Chaos gets another level finished.
While Owlglass is forced to wait.
Chaos currently with 3 finished. Andy's got 2 finished.
And yeah, Andy double checking the times. Nope, the level says I don't need it. You're not getting any power-ups here. Ooh.
Well, that one's a troll level, so that's where I'm going to get out, because you just don't want to lose a bunch of time to a troll at the end of the level.
And, oh, Chaos has a speedrun level, and it only 20 seconds, so that should help.
Well, it's only 20 seconds. You know there's not a lot of level to get past, so it just becomes a question of, are the obstacles you seeing doable or not? This looks very doable. Good run going here. Very smooth through there. It's probably the goal. We're close to it.
No, took too much time on that claw.
Close is the end. Oof, he needs another 2 seconds. That's rough. That's a very tight timer, and I probably wouldn't do it.
Here's the thing. I would at least give this one more attempt. Chaos Legion had it, but just messed up with the claw at the end.
Yeah, but did he mess up by 2 seconds? Or at least a second and a half? I think he's gained at least a second into the pipe.
That jump right there. you have to somehow jump off the claw without hitting the platforms and falling into the other one.
This is just part of this is the psychological challenge. It's you say, "Oh, I can beat this. I don't know about the next level, so I'll beat this one." But you know, if you put 3 more attempts into this one, you would have been faster to skip it. Let's see how he does here. This is same pace as he was last time, but he's through that section a lot more smoothly.
No! Again, I honestly think it was the fact that he landed on that platform to jump again. He needed to jump over from the beginning.
We're getting a lot of SMB3 today. Hourglass got caught by a little bit of a troll with the claw grip. But moving on. Expert is certainly going to test you. These are not easy levels.
And there, Chaos gets the jump that I was talking about.
Just got it.
Yeah.
That is such a tight timer, he didn't even have a second left.
And speaking of tight times, Hourglass now dealing with one. Where do we go from here? Oh!
So he's not... The Muncher was not jumping while the Chain Chomp platform... Well, he's stacked. It's a stacked enemy. He's stacked on top of the Chain Chomp, so once that's gone, he's able to make the jump.
But the problem is you only have 1 or 2 frames at best in order to be able to ground pound. While Andy, meanwhile, dealing with an unexpected puzzle level involving a crate. And Chaos with another speedrun level.
Again, the advantage is short levels are easy to get attempts on.
Oh, this crate level that Andy's in, that's evil. There is some conveyor or something, and this is 3D World, so I don't remember how it actually works. But you basically have to know when to jump, catch, break the crate, and there you go.
You have to hold the crate, apparently. It looks like... Where's break? I'm sorry. I was thinking that was hold, but yeah, you're right, break. Chaos gets another one done. Kevin Green's got 3 done. Chaos has got 5 done. Hourglass Brizzy 3. Very tight. Plenty of room for anybody to take this.
And oh my gosh, Chaos gets another 20-second speed run.
Well, not all 20-second speedruns are equal.
I am genuinely curious about this, so is there perhaps some sort of algorithm that determines which levels you get? Or is it just pure random and this is just what happens?
Well,
Like, can you
Nintendo doesn't like
influence
to
it?
disclose information, but one of the things we do know is booed levels are less likely to come up. So if people have been booing a level, it's more likely to drop down. So if you're seeing a level that a bunch of people have played, you're probably seeing a better level. Alright, Andy got that. I'm not sure what to call that. Let's call it a tech level. Finished it with a world record, in fact. So what we have now is a couple runners that are behind Chaos, but not by much. Skip strategy is going to be so important for the rest of this.
And now Andy dealing with a different type of level. Ooh. Oh, and Chaos was right by the end, but choosing to skip that one.
Yeah, that's one where it could consume a lot.
Alright, Andy's on what is intended to be a speedrun level. Oh, forgot about the swimming physics.
He
Yeah.
checked
Go
the
ahead.
world record, which is a very smart thing to do, so it gives you a good picture of how long the level is, or how tight the timer is in case of one of these speed runs. What is this level for Chaos?
Kaizo.
That's what it is. That's not Kaizo, that's just hidden. I know it gets called that all the time, but
Oh.
deep run for Andy. Can he get through?
Nope.
Those spike hitboxes, they are very wide. So they're very different than they were from Mario Maker 1. They're absolutely shorter, but they're wider. And that's true of your spikes, your munchers, anything that's that one gap depth. They are definitely a wider hitbox than they appear. But so far, we haven't seen any title screen remake levels, which is surprising.
What are you referring to exactly?
There's like 5 levels you see all the time that people remake because they were Nintendo levels and people just put their twist on it. To have not seen one of those yet is surprising. But if you play any amount of Endless at any level, you're going to see the same couple of levels all the time. Just with slight variations. Let's get a quick peek here. Chaos still at 6, Andy's at 4. A couple runners at 3, so still anybody's to take.
I think that's how Chaos just got the 6-1.
Andy ran out of time because of the enemies. He bounced off the Lakitus and it cost him. He was denied the axe because of the Lakitus being in his way. What is this level for Brizzy?
Piranha Plan Alley, apparently? Didn't realize that we were dealing with 7-8 of Mario 3 here. Oh no, is Owl playing an escort level? Oh no, got the... Oh. Careful with those springs.
They can be tricky. And yeah, this level's probably already done. The Muncher killed his Goomba, so you can either explore the level or go ahead and move on.
And Owl is moving on.
Okay, this upside down stuff really messes with me. I have not been able to complete one yet, just because it's so disorienting to me. Yes, I'm bad.
Don't feel too bad. Whenever I've played Rogue Legacy casually, I always try to avoid the upside down condition.
Yeah, Green with another one finish, and we brought him in so that we have the top 4 on stream right now.
Andy on a speedrun level right now, or at very least running out of time on this one. There's nothing here!
Well, you always wonder about a level like this.
Oh,
he just overshot it! Wow!
Nintendo? I complained about this with Mario Maker 1 when this happened, and I'm complaining about it again. Never force the gold tape.
I don't think it's even the tape that's forced, it's just you have to actually cross the goal at some point, and he was over it. But it looks like he can't do this without the cape.
The original Mario World, you could have gone over as long as you weren't off screen.
I don't know, I see so many ROM hacks, I don't even know what vanilla SMW is like anymore.
Forgive me, I think I'm getting more frustrated with calling this one than my normal stuff here. It's just making me wish that Mario Maker had more improvements to it.
Well, hey, now that they're making more money off of it, we'll see, as Andy does get past that level with a new world record. He had a game over, so he had to start from scratch, but You're allowed to do that. It's just a question of your number of completions.
And Hourglass, meanwhile, driving along. Oh!
Didn't get
That's
enough
tricky.
coins.
Yeah, the final coin, you had to jump off of Meowser and then jump out of the car. And Chaos again with a speedrun level.
That is a lot of speedruns.
So, you see, this is why I'm partially questioning if there's an algorithm for this type of stuff. Oh,
I mean, I'm sure there's an algorithm. It's just not something that Nintendo tells us.
Chaos had a little bit of a pause there. This may cost. Yeah, unless this pipe drops him off right on the card. Nope.
Can't see it from there, but you know because of the SMB3 finish that it's right there, so he should be able to do this one next try.
Yeah, the tricky part was those note blocks that he bounced off of right before this first pipe right here.
Yeah, he went up following the shell instead of across there. That was the big difference. And he's got a clear condition, have to finish his big Mario, and he says, no thank you, I'll have a different level. That is a GG for Chaos, he got that second try. Let's see where we are at right now. Got Chaos with 8, Andy with 6, Captain Green with 5.
And
that seems to be the top 3 right now.
Andy pretty much getting an auto level, at least of a different type, and manages to pull it off.
You'll gladly take that, and you'll gladly take 1-ups along the way too, because again, game overs cost you time, so the ability to pick up some extra 1-ups always helps.
However, at this point, time is not on our runner's side. They have just over a minute left.
Yeah, you're lucky if you can get 2 levels in at this point. So you probably just want to look for one that looks really easy.
That one says no.
Yeah, this one looks like a solid choice for Captain Green. Very solid choice, and he finishes that off.
And Chaos gets another speedrun level. He gets this in one shot. There you go.
Not as good on the indicators, though.
Is this some sort of lying level?
Sometimes you get people who just like to make trolls out of otherwise perfectly normal-looking levels, so they just throw one in. I hate when they do that, but some people like to. There was a red coin there. Don't know if it's required, but actually we are at time. And I don't think this will change anything anyways.
No, it will not. Alright, what is our final result?
If you give me just a moment, I will bring up the spreadsheet to see, and we'll also get some invites to runners if they want to come in and give us some comments. Looks like it is going to be Chaos Legion with the... hold on. It looks like we managed to tie. So it's a tie between Andy and Chaos Legion for the win. GG to them, and the second time we've seen a tie for the win.
Yeah, I confirm the tie with an official rank of 5, lower the better. And then Captain Green takes third with 8, then Owl with 11.
So very well done by our runners. They bring it for this, man. I'm telling you. So let's see. I have to find something specific, and we'll get. Looks like we'll be able to get Brizzy in here. I just have to click a lot of different things. And again, thank you for joining me, Wolfman, because I couldn't have done all this myself.
Not a problem. I at least thank you because for today I definitely couldn't try this on my own.
All right, let's see what we've got here. There we have Brizzy. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good. Now, this was your first week with us, right?
Yes, it was.
So talk about the experience a little bit.
Well, like when I first started out in the beginning, I felt like really nervous and like I was shaking and stuff. But then like as it started more go on, I started to get like more comfortable. And so like towards the end, like I just started like getting the groove kind of, you know what I mean?
So we've got 3 phases of this competition. Which one did you find your personal favorite?
For me, my close favorite was the Endless Challenge. Mainly because like I could just like skip through the levels I know I could be good at.
And Owlglass joins us, GG, today.
Hey.
Real quick, Notch already did it for me, reminding chat to vote on their favorite levels. Currently Unchained, the leader. Curious between the two of you, which level did you find your favorite of the custom levels?
I think the 5th level, the Insomnia, I really liked how difficult it was, and it was a bit different than usual.
For me, I liked the 3rd speedrun level.
From part 2, the high-speed Skyway?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me just one moment, because I'm going to go back to the Discord and remind everybody to vote for their favorite level. Wolfman, any questions for them?
Honestly, the main people I kind of wanted to... the big question I had, unfortunately, we don't have the main people available, but I'm just curious what the thoughts were on high-speed Skyway, sort of, I guess, when you realize some of the tricks that could have been used there.
Well, honestly, on High Speed Skyway, there were 2 options. Either you went down with the P speed, or you went up and over and attempted to get that time best. Because the second part, you could just get P speed out of the sideways panel that was going down under the turtles and run off. So the second half P speed was basically guaranteed. It was basically a choice between the upper or bottom part at the start, I guess.
Yeah, I know for me, I started off going with the bomb, and I went to top towards the end.
Alright, and the other 2 levels that were played blind, Unchained and Insomnia, did either of you feel that they may have been better for the optimization portion?
Unchained, no, I think, but Insomnia would have Insomnia would have taken too long, so you would have possibly gotten like 6 times max, and Unchained a bit like the same. Maybe Unchained was a counter option, I guess. Like it could have, but
Yeah, I think that Insomnia, they make you have to go back through twice. Just once it would have been good for the speedrun portion, kind of, you know what I mean?
So let me throw this out there, having run these. Make your pitch to level makers. What would you like to see them challenge you with in future weeks?
For me, I like speedrun levels, so I'd like to get more of those, kind of.
I would love to see some platforming, like really good platforming.
All right, then. Well, we'll go ahead and ask if Brizzy, do you have any final thoughts on this week?
Not as of right now.
All right, Owlglass?
Nah, I think just keep this up. This is really fun and a great community event. So I want to thank you all for hosting this every week.
Well, thank you for participating. We're going to just keep on working on things and try and make it bigger and better. Taking a look at the poll for favorite levels, as it stands, and we'll still give people a chance to log votes for that, but Insomnia is currently the people's choice with 7 votes. We have a tie at second between High Speed and Unchained. So you still have a chance to get your vote in for that and change the final result. Wolfman, it has been a pleasure. Any final thoughts?
Not really, just thank you everyone. Please follow all of our runners here. Don't forget about Trenton. He was much better at commentating this than me.
Running around a lot, and a big thank you to Notch. You can see him in chat there. Please give him a follow. Last 2 weeks, he's been our scorer behind the scenes. When all those times come in, he's sticking them all into a spreadsheet that scores the event for us. So it's a big deal to have somebody do that and make things a lot easier. So share the love there, please. Thank you, everybody who came out today, and hope you have a great rest of your weekend.
Indeed. Coming up next on the Speed Gaming Network, I believe it will be Mega Man 2 Randomizer. So for everyone here, this is Wolfman 2000, aka Danstead. Keep on grooving all, and watch out for chain chomps.